All right, guys. So today is October the 5th, and it is 2:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, we're looking at SPX. I'll show you guys ES here in a minute. But today took an unexpected turn, and something very surprising happened today, to be very honest with you guys. So we're going to go through it, and I'll kind of explain to you where I place my trade. I am still holding my trade actually. So I did place a trade today, but I did not sell it. I'm still holding it. So, as you recall, we finished off today yesterday in a very bullish manner, especially in the 1 hour time frame. We finished off the day, fairly bullish, and we did not pump overnight like I was expecting to. It looks like we created the higher low on the daily time frame on ES yesterday. And what happened today was we actually just created a higher low. So I'll show you guys ES in a second here, but on ES, we successfully have a brand new higher low on ES now, which by the looks of it, it looks very bearish to me, and we could see a nice move to the downside tomorrow. That's just my assumption, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, going to the session today for SPX, as you saw yesterday, we finished off the day with a higher high, so we were in a very bullish manner. We opened up right here at 6:30. We came down. We came down. I honestly was expecting it to stop somewhere around here, so 4254, and create like a another lower high, and then from there bounce up and then create another higher high. We didn't do that though. Instead, what we did is we actually kept coming down. We broke the trend structure by creating a lower low instead. And at this point, I was, considering going back to being bearish. But what I wanted to see before I went bearish was I wanted to see a higher low, which we got. So as you see here, we went up at 8:30, closed at 9:30. At 9:30, we opened up, and then at 10:30, this candle closed, and it closed like this, creating a higher low. Now, this candle has a really long wick from below, and it has a small body, which tells me that there's a lot of weakness in this area to the downside. A lot of weakness in this area. And honestly, at this point in time, at 10:30, when this candle closed, I truthfully was expecting a move lower. I was expecting a brand new lower low. I was expecting to move way past this level right here. So I was expecting to move way past 4233. I was expecting to at least go to 4227. That's exactly where my target was. That's what I was expecting. So I did get into a position here. All right. And I was basically holding in preparation to sell right at this level. Okay. Now obviously that did not happen. Instead of going down and making a lower low, we actually went up. We made a higher high. Okay, we made a higher high right here at 12:30, and then we had a brand new candle at 12:30. This closed at 1 o'clock, and it was basically the formation of a higher high. Now at this point in time, one could assume, okay, we're back to being bullish, but the reality of the situation is the price action between yesterday and today has been very uneven, and it looks like we are in the process of potentially having a big reversal. Because if you guys have been following the market over the past few weeks, especially on ES and SPY, we've been in a pretty significant downtrend for, I would say, basically since beginning of August. Right, we basically were going up very nicely, and at the beginning of August we started to turn bearish, and we started to come down, and we've been coming down basically ever since. And it looks like, with how uneven and how unsteady the price action has been these last few days, it looks like we're forming almost like a bottom. Okay, which where we could see finally a move to the upside and a potential trend change on the daily and weekly time frames. But obviously that's going to take time to form in order for it to be confirmed. But it looks like we could have that eventually very soon here. Now we're going to have to wait and see. So I did enter that trade. Now I'm still holding that position, and I'll explain to you why. I do still think we're going to come down tomorrow So if we don't come down tomorrow, then I'll obviously have to sell my position at a loss, which is fine. But at this moment in time, I am still holding my position. And I'll explain to you another reason why I entered. So right here, this candle's a 9:30 candle, right? So at 10:30 is when it closed. So if we go to the 50-minute time frame, the reason why I was so uh, bearish at this point is because right at this point, we had a beautiful bearish engulfing candle on the 50-minute time frame. So once we had this, I instantly was assuming that what was in the what we were gonna be getting was basically a higher low on the 1 hour time frame. Obviously, I should have been slightly more patient because at 9:45 is when I got into my trade. However, this candle right here doesn't close until 10:30. So obviously anything can happen in those 45 minutes. Now, the reason why I got into it though is because the selling pressure was so strong at this point, and that 1 hour candle at 9:30 had just closed, and we had a brand new 1 hour candle at 9:30. Now this candle was very bearish, and it formed, an engulfing candle, and we did get a nice move. As you can see, we got a lot of selling pressure to the downside. We created this big wick. So, I was very happy with what was going on. I was happy with my trade. I was happy with what was happening. But instead of, continuing down to my target like I was very confident that we were going to do, we pulled back and started to reverse and went to the upside. Took a very unexpected turn of events. I was not prepared for that. I was not, in a position to really understand what was going on, because for that whole section, especially in this area right here, I was very bearish. So now if we go to ES, guys, so ES, I'll show you exactly what we're talking about here. ES is very bearish on the daily time frame, right? We got the lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low. And if you look right here, we just created a brand new higher low on the daily time frame. Now this candle, look at the size of the wick that we got on this candle, right? Now we're hovering right above a daily area, and we're stuck in between two areas. So we could definitely see some chop. But I'm definitely expecting, with all of this weakness in this area, I'm definitely expecting a nice move tomorrow to the downside, potentially to 423,975. This is where I'm expecting a move, potentially down to here, 423,975. That would be an area that I would expect us to see a move to tomorrow. Not saying that it's guaranteed, but that's what I can definitely see by just based off this price action. Okay, this is why I decided to hold my puts. I was looking at the daily time frame, and the daily time frame to me does still look very bullish. Very bearish, and for that reason, I decided to hold my puts in preparation for potentially a move to the downside tomorrow. Now, if we don't get it, that's fine. I'll have to obviously sell my position at a loss, and we'll reassess the market tomorrow and see what it gives us. Now, we just got a brand new daily candle that just opened up. It opened up 8 minutes ago. So I will definitely be keeping my eye on this for the rest of the day and potentially overnight to see what happens and kind of the price action involved with this candle. I'm going to be assessing this on the 6 hour time frame and as well as the 1 hour time frame, and we're going to see what happens here. So with that being said, guys, I hope this helped you out. I am still bearish going into tomorrow. But yeah, that was basically it. I did make a trade. I did not sell my position though, so I made no money today. But we will see what happens tomorrow and what the day brings tomorrow. I'm hoping to see some bearish price action tomorrow and a move to the downside. If not, we will reassess and gather our thoughts and make a decision going forward on what is best to do. So with that being said, guys, I hope this video helped and I hope this was useful. Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.